I'm sexy and I know it.
He's seen the video and knows the lyrics.
I'm sexy and I know it.
But when 6-year-old D'Avonte Meadows told a first-grade girl in his class that same line Wednesday, he was suspended from Sable Elementary in Aurora for 3 days for sexual harassment.
I'm floored. They're going to look at him like he's a pervert, period. And it's like, that's not fair to him.
This is a, sleeping there.
With a passion for art, this first grader came to Sable as a special needs student in January. He's had other discipline problems, including quoting the same line to the same girl last month when his mother and D'Avonte met with the assistant principal.
I only just set the song.
I think it's kind of overwhelming, you know, sexual harassment on a 6-year-old.
No one from Aurora Public Schools would talk to us on camera, but we checked the district's discipline code. It reads, sexual harassment must have negative effects on the learning or work of others, something the senior child psychologist at Children's Hospital says a 6-year-old won't comprehend.
Purposefully going out of your way to irritate and sexualize a relationship, I don't think so. I think there's probably a better way to talk about appropriate and inappropriate.
I can understand if he was fondling her, looking up her skirt, trying to look in her shirt. That to me is sexual harassment.
Just nothing don't surprise me anymore, you know, it really don't. To see a little boy suspended, that's right, for sexual harassment, don't surprise me, you know. After all, it wasn't long ago, but what, last week, that we seen it on the news? War on women? No, war on women, my ass. See, more lies, more manipulation. The war's been on men, on boys, for a long time now. It hasn't been on women. That's a myth. It's a fake. It's a lie. When you hear war on women, it's a complete fucking utter lie. Okay? But of course, the vaginas, they'll side with a lie and say a lie's truth, thinking that's going to score them to put their dick in a home. Okay? Which is sickening. Disgusting. But right here is an example. You know, little boy. That's right, 6 years old. That's right. Do you suppose if a little girl was singing I'm sexy and don't know it, that's 6 years old, she'd be kicked out of school for sexual harassment? Do you suppose that if we turn this around, this was a little girl doing this, like in this report, if we turn this around and a little girl done this, would she be booted out of school? Would she? Really? I don't think so. I have yet to hear of it. Okay? But it's a boy, yeah. You know, we start discriminating against boys as soon as they go to school because we teach boys that they're not allowed to hit girls. We don't teach genders you don't hit one another. Nope. We bring a gender into it immediately and tell the little boys you never hit a girl. That's right. So we've already started sexually discriminating against the boy from the time he goes to school. That's right. About this age right here, 6 years old. And this is an example of how society we attack boys. Okay? And this is an example of people who call themselves adults who suspend a 6-year-old boy for allegations of sexual harassment because the boy says something he sees on TV. This is how sick these people are. And they call themselves adults. They're not adults. They got a long way to go to grow up. They're not adults. They're the problem with this world. That's right. They are the problem with this world. If anybody should be suspended, I think it's the adults that suspended the kids. They should be fired. They should be on the unemployment line right now for doing that to this little boy. But of course, we wouldn't do that now, would we? Because that means you'd have to have some brains in your head and be able to use them, wouldn't it? It's fucking sick.